speakers.
Colin, what are you wearing? You look so cute in that new shirt. Oh my god.
Cheers. Holy cow. If y'all are not watching this on YouTube, then you're missing out.
You're missing out, folks.
But thanks for watching and listening. We've got merch. Yeah.
We do have merch. Yay. I'm so excited about the merch. And I'm really excited about this merch because I'm going to have it on my cell phone, but I need a bigger one because this one won't fit my cell phone. But it's okay.
We're still going to, I think, pretty much have the original logo, which is, I guess. Or should we, I don't know. Y'all let us know what you think. Do you like these new logos?
Do you like the logo? Do you? For those of you that can see
retro
us.
styled.
Y'all, we have Don't Tell Mom t-shirts and all kinds of other cool stuff now. And we have a Don't Tell Mom website, Colin.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about that.
I did a website this weekend. I made us one, and we still got to personalize a little bit, make it ours. But I'm super excited about it because it's like one place that you can go to and find all of our stuff. So you just go to the don'ttellmompodcast.com, and when you type that in, it'll take you, boom, there you go. If you want to listen to us on Spotify, if you want to listen to us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all your favorite, on Anchor, all that stuff comes up. If you want to watch us, you can press on that link. I mean, isn't it just easier? Isn't life easier with links?
Right? Links.
That is my quote. Like, you put that on the...
Links. Life is easier with links.
I'm telling you, dude, that's like my new jam right there. Life is easier with links. So y'all go to this one place.
Weird, like L-Y.
No, because then nobody will find me. I'm serious though. We'll do. We have a website now, and you can go to that, the don'ttellmompodcast.com, and you can go anywhere you want to go. So,
I'm excited because we can start doing like bonus stuff over there on the website or something. I don't know, like little newsletters and such,
right?
Little behind the scenes action stuff.
Hey, we can get real creative though.
Oh my gosh. What are we going to talk about today? We've got a lot of topics floating around in our head, and started listening to Will Smith first of all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
And we were listening to Just the Two of Us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. And well, then it's the trippiest thing. I mean, I literally think that there's a conspiracy with this whole cell phone thing. As soon as we start listening to Will Smith, or we're listening to Will Smith, and then as soon as I go to turn on my Instagram, bam, there's a picture of Will Smith in an American helmet. And he is about to go do his big helicopter jump. We were just talking about this the other day.
Oh my gosh!
I'm so excited. It's his 50th birthday. I've been seeing it. Like, what's Carlton's name? Alonzo? Or what's his name? Like that. Well, I saw something that the two of them did, and I just love him. Y'all, I'm a big fan.
Oh, no,
but
don't even get Katie started.
I guess he's hosting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wish there was I'm sure there is, like a live stream. We should do a live reaction to it if there is.
I'm telling you, Cullen, it's going to be cool. I'm excited.
I bet it's trending. Let me check the tweets on the internets here. But no, so we're listening to Just the Two of Us, and we were talking about like technology changing and cell phones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was laughing at Cullen because he just paid $1,500 for the same phone that he had the day before. I saw a meme online, and it was all the guys at Apple just sitting around the conference room waiting to see if everybody bought the same phone and just laughing, watching the money roll in or something. It was just a cute meme. I said, "Call that's what you did." But
well, so then we started talking about UFOs and
we go from cell phones to UFOs. Listen,
how technology's changing, and we have to keep up with it.
It's and so advanced now.
We started thinking about like old school stories.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then conspiracy theories, and like we got into this. We're like, we should be recording this. Let's do a podcast.
We're gonna talk. We all want to hear what y'all got to say.
So it's kind of a weird, random subject, but I think it.
Well, I said aliens got mamas too.
Well, it reminded me of the story of Dad and me fishing one morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Or 5 o'clock, I guess, and Dad swears that he saw a UFO in the sky. We were on the boat. He said this object was just sitting there, and then he said like he didn't blink or anything because it was just kind of odd. It was so early in the morning, and then he said it like literally just shot across the sky and disappeared.
I mean,
and he was like, ever since that day, he was like,
I'm a believer.
Yeah, he's like,
well, Dad's kind of far fetched anyway. Ever since that day, he might have thought about it before that though.
Right,
He's a Leon Uris fan, and you know what I mean. Dad read crazy books, and he was out. He was a philosophy major or something. When he
was a Trekkie. He used to watch Star Trek all the time.
All the time. He used to make us sit around and watch Star Trek and boxing.
Yeah, boxing. but so then we started. Like, do you? This is like a conspiracy. But then that whole conversation came up when we were chit chatting. Like, do you believe in aliens? And I was like, well, let me tell you the story about Dad. So it's hard. I don't know. Like, if your dad says something at that young age,
you believe that.
You're like, oh my God, there are.
Yeah.
And so. It's just crazy.
You've always had it in your head then, ever since you were a little boy, and that happened. That they're definitely out there. I've always been a believer. You know what I mean? How it blows my mind that people can think that out of this whole universe, all of this stuff that we don't know about it, and to say that something doesn't exist, and I just don't believe that. And then I'm watching on the TV the other day, and what comes on is a UFO proof of the conspiracy, Area 51 kind of like autobiography on this guy who was like working in the White House, was like privy to this information when all this shit went down, and that was just like one of them landing here. But can you imagine, like, even back in back in the day, like the pyramids and the writings on the wall and this ancient stuff that proves to like people pointing to the sky and these like alien people, and how could this not exist? How can there not be aliens? I bet there's little alien families running around on their little planet going, I wonder if there's humans.
Well, that's so interesting that you're mentioning it, because I just got stuck watching one of my buddies, actually. He went to high school with, and his name's Luke, but he's a biological chemist, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Like he's a doctor, and he posted a link to a YouTube video where he was in a documentary of sorts, I think. And I got sucked in watching it. First of all, it was on YouTube, so I was like, "Go, Luke!"
Yeah, look at you go.
Look at the high school, represent. And then the way it was edited and thrown together and everything, but the information that he showed and gave about how the world is made up of like all these microwaves and microorganisms, and especially after getting into the aquarium stuff, like I have, just looking for all these different little. I mean,
little creatures.
He would go to like
little life forms.
Yeah, this little hot spring in Nevada and dig a scoop of it out, and underneath the first layer of mud is just like thousands of microorganisms and things. So to say that there's not like a frozen area or whatever somewhere else, like you just never know
on a different planet underneath that.
I don't know. It's pretty. We're one little floating rock out of a sea. Like
wrap your head around
crazy.
That. Yeah.
Like, there's no telling what else is out there.
I mean, here's the thing, though. If there are aliens, I just want to know a little bit about them. You know what I mean? Like, what's your personality like that? I mean, what is it like? Is it like, are you, like, crazy,
Right.
Like, talk like dolphins talk, that kind of... Like, you know what I mean? Are you slimy with the big eyes like you think of when you think of an alien? Or what if they look just like us?
No, that's what's so crazy.
What if, then Will Smith comes back around? I mean, isn't that crazy? But they could be roaming the streets, walking around amongst us. We have no idea. What if we are... This is what really trips me out, Cullen. What if we are aliens? Like, how did we get here? You know what I mean? What if we came from another planet?
Or, you're God, and
Well, no, I won't get into it like that. But I'm saying, like, what if there was just this rock and it worked for the aliens? Imagine us going to another planet and colonizing it and making it, and then thousands of years later, and then you have all these stories that they told you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know that you're not.
We're all a dream.
We're just let's really get into it.
It's like you die, and then as soon as you die, it's like you wake up out of your dream.
Yeah,
the whole time was a dream.
The whole
so
time.
real.
You're just you're like a universe inside of a marble of a little kid's plaything on another planet that Earth doesn't even exist.
I mean, think about ants. Like what does an ant think when they see us? They're like, "Oh crap! There comes that big foot! Look out!"
That's what I think. I bet that they know.
It's kind of like that movie.
I bet they've made something up. Yeah, I think they've made something up in their little ant lives that is probably way off base. You know what I mean?
Right. They don't call us humans. They probably are like, watch out for that. Here comes the MFer. We got a nickname from, other species, I'm sure. Like elephants don't look at each other and go, oh, God, here comes the master.
Here comes the douboids. Here comes the... some random words.
Here come the Eoffs and the Bartledoos.
And the Bartledoos and their little... their little ant language.
And it's kind of to relate it to the whole "don't tell mom" and the being a kid thing. Like you hear all these stories about these young toddlers having like a secret language. Yeah. Like, and there's half the time Les Gaines like, "What did he just say?"
She'll tell you.
And he'll be like, and I'm like. And then Gaines will be like, okay, here, Brooks. And I'm like, how did you understand that?
Oh, they got something going on. Yeah.
I don't know. It's also different frequencies, I guess, of sound. Yeah. It's a whole nother thing we could get into. Like,
God, Cullen. We'll go off on. We do this all day, just go off on one. But I want to know what y'all think about aliens. I want to know if you think they exist. I mean, this guy was really interesting on this documentary I was watching, and he was very convincing. And he was like, I signed the paper that said for the next president, like Clinton or somebody come in or whatever, you cannot ever speak of this, and it's just very hush hush. And then somebody did try to speak of it, and then there's just all these conspiracies, and it's like you've always met that person that's like, oh yeah, I saw a UFO out there the other day, and it was blazing up in the backyard, and
Yeah, and then the next week they have crop circles.
Yeah, Terry's just crazy. Okay, so y'all don't listen to old Terry. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So everybody just assumes basically what happened was that the government made us out to be fools. And so you've got like these intelligent people that literally saw a UFO and was like, oh my gosh, I've seen something with my own eyes. I believe this, what is this or whatever. And they're like, nope. And they're like, nope, that person's crazy. So that person's deemed crazy for the rest of their lives. They're the outcast. Old Terry.
Executed from the community.
Yeah. It's just like the Men in Black. It's like the guy, he flies it into the thing. I mean, I'm serious. Like, what do y'all think, though? I mean, do you think this is for real? Am I crazy? Am I just watch too much TV? And
I'm just on UFO's. I'm on
Wiki it. Yeah.
I'm on Wikipedia, and it's saying the officials at Washington D.C. are suppressing evidence of extraterrestrial, unidentified flying objects and alien visitors. Such conspiracy theories coming. Do you believe in conspiracy theories? I guess is what we should ask first.
Well, no, because what is a conspiracy theory? It's just somebody saying,
Yeah. It's a controversial back and forth.
I mean, some stuff, people just made up, and it's just crazy. But I mean, this holds some water, Cullen.
Yeah,
Look at it.
All the way back to the 1930s. Look at this.
1930s. See, crazy. I mean, how many people does it take before you say everybody's crazy?
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
I mean, Dad be in that category.
Yeah.
He'd be deemed a lunatic. And then once everybody's deemed lunatic, then if you see the same thing, if you saw the UFO, after all, they just put old Terry in the mental hospital, right? And you're going, oh, well, I'm not going to say nothing about that because I must have been seeing a thing. You convince yourself that you hadn't really seen it because you don't want to be in the loony bin.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Colin, think about it. It's crazy. We are not alone, folks. Hide your kids, hide your wives. We are not alone.
You think they have like a connection? And they're like,
I think that
wiring money to each other and stuff.
I think that if you have the ability to go planet hopping, then there are probably so many between us and them that maybe they found somewhere better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe they're like, man, this one's all right. But it's infested with these things.
And they don't call it Earth. They don't call it Earth, I'm sure. And they're like, oh, this one's too warm.
We are the Pluto, actually. We're it's...
Yeah. No, I was about to say something about it. Golly. I don't remember.
But I mean, think about how many there are. If you can get here, you can get somewhere else.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
You're welcome. I brought it back around for you. See that?
In a different way.
I already knew what you were reaching for, though.
But like, the whole conspiracy theory about the man on the moon and all that kind of stuff. We went there supposedly one time, and we haven't been back. Like, that's insane, I would think. And then you got this Elon Musk guy coming up building these rocket ships, and saying that we're gonna have like field trips, which I thought would already have been here, or we would at least revisited.
But think about, and I was watching something the other day.
How awesome is that?
I mean, think about how fast the technology has grown, though, in the whole scheme of things, like since cavemen and dinosaurs and all that. You know what I mean? Think about just in the last 100 years how much it's advanced, and that's just mind blowing. So imagine you're on another planet, you're an alien, you got your little alien family, you got your little alien job, and you go into your little alien work every day, and
little robots,
and work your little tail off to try to get to Earth,
just like we are.
We're
little robots. we get directed by traffic lights that you're sitting at right now on when to go and when to stop. Everything's a flow. Everything's on a TikTok. Like
I can't get on board with that.
we're little like ching 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 ching.
Like the big scheme of things.
Yeah, and if you pull out and zoom out, we're just like just interstates,
maybe crossing
vessels of like just are like just crazy. Like we're all on a like.
No,
some of us are going to work, some of us are going to vacation.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I get it. I'm thinking like planet to planet here.
Oh.
But think about how much older their planet. What if their planet was only 500 years older than our planet? But think about how much where we're going to be in 500 years with the technology that we have now and the rate at which it's growing.
Right. And like we're just assuming aliens have brains. What if they have like super microchips that?
Right, they're not even like they're AI.
Yeah. Like, this is crazy.
Oh God, don't even get me on AI. Artificial intelligence, that is my fear. Have you seen iRobot, Will Smith?
Did you listen to Elon Musk and Joe Rogan?
No.
Talk about this? No. Holy cow, that is if y'all haven't heard of Joe Rogan on the podcast, then you're not even know what a podcast is, I guess.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan is like the king of podcasts, but he had Elon Musk on there talking about AI in the future.
What did he say?
He's the Tesla guy,
He's the one that sent the car up in space with the dummy in it that says "We come in peace" or something.
Right.
That was clever. I like that.
Proving that he can do it. He's actually showing everybody, showing the world. I mean, granted, this could all be staged, but the way he was talking to Joe, I was literally thinking, is this guy a robot? Like you should watch it. You need to watch this podcast. Like he would sit there and contemplate a reply like it was getting programmed into a computer, a motherboard, and being told. It was really strange, but he's so intelligent that it's hard to say. He's just very he's digging holes in Los Angeles right now to build a tunnel to lighten traffic.
To lighten traffic.
Yeah, because traffic's so heavy over there, and
it's terrible.
Think about this. He's literally in the middle of LA. And Joe was asking him, he's like, what do people say when you're telling them you're going to build a tunnel? And he's like, well, Joe, right now it's just a hole in my backyard. Because he was like, well, how does the process work? And he's like, well, you go get a building permit and you ask somebody to do that for you if you don't know how. And then you go get a backhoe or a digger and get somebody to
put your hands on it.
And
get to work, buddy. We got a big old hole in everything.
His plan is to literally build a tunnel that you can do 3 or 4 stacked on top of each other underneath the ground.
Okay.
So everything is, you probably still have the
traffic on top,
but everything shuttles up underneath.
Like this one's going to 5th, this one's going to 20th,
and then
other side of town.
It lightens all the traffic. But he said these tunnels are going to be, because in California the earthquake is very fearful. That you got to be worried about. Oh yeah. And he said these tunnels are going to be made of like this very very durable, thick mesh type tubing almost, so that when there is like a magnitude earthquake,
you shake with it.
It flexes with it. He said
they make buildings like that. Yeah.
Well, he was like, our world is in a 2D world. Everything is 2-dimensional. So like an interstate is like this. So any movement in the plates or the earth is going to snap it in half or break it. But if you put it in a 3D world like we live in, and you make it bend with the movement, you're safe. And then he's talking about getting rid of this tunnel system is going to be made from magnets, and so you basically get in a little pod, and it just shoot you fat. Like
super fast. It's what was it that cartoon?
Yeah, Joe said how Jetsons.
Jetsons. It's Jetson
it's
style.
Real life Jetsons. Joe was like, "How fast do you will these pods go?" He's like, "Well, how fast do you want them to go?"
As fast as possible.
You just add more magnet juice on this end, and
what?
So there's no
magnet juice. Technical terms we got going on here.
So there's no like emission issues, and then if you do that all around the city, everything's tunnel. I'm just like, this guy's a genius, like
blown,
and he's starting it just by digging a hole.
You think he's not even a real person? He's just a
you need to watch
artificial intelligence. Because I watched this movie where the dude was or something, and the dude went out and he was building one of those. He's a real smart guy, and he went out and it's a super top secret project you had to get like helicoptered into or whatever. Y'all might have seen it. I think it was on Netflix or something. But anyway, this guy goes out and he's built this girl. And she looks like a girl, but you peel it off. It's synthetic skin. It's not even real. You peel off, and it's a robot, and it's artificial intelligence. And she's like the smartest person in the whole world, but she talks like a human being. Like,
yes.
What if he is one?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen these real life looking things. Like, it's crazy. Like these.
What have you seen? Real life
on the internet. These real life looking dolls. Like,
it must be real,
right? But if you think about our world and the way like our kids are going to grow up, and versus the way we grew up with our mom, it's going to be crazy because how small and how all the McDonald's are getting rid of.
Straws?
Not just straws, but employees. I mean, I wouldn't say they're getting rid of them necessarily, but any place you go, there's a touch screen to order. They've got the automatic drink.
Well, they
dispenser.
had that.
You just put your cup up in there.
6 years ago, I was in Europe, and they had that over there.
And then, like, just flipping, your order comes up, the little robot hand flips the burger onto the patty as it's going down a conveyor belt. And I mean, why pay employees when you can just turn on a machine?
Well, the machine, I'm sure, costs a lot of money.
Well, yeah, that too. But it's an investment. It's just one of those. And like,
and then you don't have to deal with the
iPhones and iPads, and everything's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and like more. It's literally your phone is an extension of your hand.
Well, that can only get so small. Oh, what if you have it in your hand?
But think about it. Like, this used to be non-existent. Like, and now anything you want to know is like at
your fingertips. Like, why even go to school?
This is what Elon.
Drop out, kids.
This is what Elon was talking about. He actually
I'm just kidding.
This.
Don't drop out of school.
But he's saying, and think about it. In a couple of years, why can't this just be built into your hand?
Why can't it just be built into your head?
Essentially, like, it's just crazy. I'm nervous about.
Your kid.
She already can navigate an iPad better than me. It's just
Macy Gaines, and she's 4 years old.
Yeah, it's insane. Just watching them naturally just go touch the stuff and just know. And it's just like, it's just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Like your contact, you're going to be able to just, something's going to go across your eye.
I don't know. I mean, we had smaller cell phones than this, and then they get bigger and smaller and bigger. And
well, I'm not talking about necessarily. Sorry, the size, but the technology, like everything is right there. Contacts. If you want to know anything about anybody. And,
the hologram stuff and all the futuristic stuff or whatever. It's right in our backyard.
Right on your contact lens. And you just like think that you want to know something about somebody. You pull up their Facebook profile through your contact lens. You can get to see who they really are.
It like weeds out all the crap and get your answer. What did Susie Q have for lunch on Sunday? And then you have a picture of steak on your contact or something.
Everybody would be walking around me going, "Quit poking me! Quit poking me!"
We could turn the dumb smart.
I mean, so crazy. I mean, oh man!
I don't know.
Don't tell mom stories when you have like leaping robots that are going to be insane.
Colin, are you worried for your children?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm kind of worried for my little girl.
Like the things that they're gonna. Well, it's so hard because it's so helpful in the same sense. Like some of us in the world wouldn't be able to function without the technology, obviously.
I can't already.
Yeah, I mean, and just your dependency on it, and I don't know. And that's another thing we should talk about is like habits we formed from being parented the way we parented, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about how much different like your parenting style is and the things that you have to worry about and how much bigger the world is.
Yes.
For your daughter and your son and my daughter that will be, to how much bigger this world will be because everything's at their fingertips. When we were kids, Cullen, what we did to play? We went outside and played with rocks. I mean, literally, we would have to come up with something.
Right.
We would have to get creative and go outside outside and play with roly polies and you know what I mean, run and two-hand football in the yard, and we'd have to come up with stuff and play out the house, whatever. I mean, we had the video games, we had the Game Boys and the Nintendos and all that kind of stuff.
Like after like a year of it being released, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like later on, but like when we were little kids, we didn't have iPads, and now I'm watching your 2-year-old walking around with an iPad with bumper on it, watching Blippi.
Oh yeah, it is his iPad. I mean, it's literally his iPad.
I mean, isn't that crazy?
Or they share, but I mean, yeah, like
their world is so much bigger. Though is what I'm saying. Like our world was only as big as our surroundings and our environment, and so you're taking it to a whole nother level. So like our parents' parenting style is different, obviously, than theirs before and then ours, but I think the leap between ours and us now is so much bigger than like our parents and their parents.
Yeah. Everything at that point was probably similar but tweaked, but now it's like like you said, in the last 10 years, technology and the internet, and like you literally, I mean, growing up thinking about like I don't know, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I loved him.
You're like you would do anything to try to meet him, but or get in touch with him.
Very
but there's
censored, family-oriented shows on TV.
But there's no way to get in touch with him. But today, you could tweet him and he would reply.
Right.
Like, that's how connected we all are as a society now. And like Blippi sent the kids a self video, like a personal video, like.
It's like you can reach out and actually touch somebody now. You know what I mean? Like actually say, hey, and it's not so far-fetched. And
it's scary. That's what's the scary part. And
but you got to think about like the people that can then come into your world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Into your kid's life. And I was watching, I'm big, I don't know about y'all, but I'm big on like all those crazy crime TV shows and stuff like that.
Katie hates it.
I love it. I watch Snaps and
I watch Cops all day long. She's like, why do you like watching this trashy stuff?
Because Forensic it's interesting.
Files. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? It's interesting, but it's like I'm watching, and some of this stuff, it just blows my mind, the dangers and stuff that are out there now. And y'all forgive me, because I have become a little worrywart lately. I was just telling Colin before we started potting that I'm throwing up peeing on myself last night because I'm pregnant and I ate something that didn't settle right. But I'm so, and I'll tell the story again, I guess, but I was so scared to death because Corey's out of town, and I was scared to death that I wasn't going to be able to make it from, I got dizzy and getting into the shower after peeing on myself, and I felt like I was going to black out, and I thought, if I black out, no one's going to know. But it's like, think about 20 years ago, before cell phones, you were really dead. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's checking. Well, somebody see I hadn't posted in a day. They'll come look for me, but
like there was no payphones were very popular, and then like the time of day was very popular. Like you'd be home by dark.
It's like what were we doing with our lives without phones? Without a cell phone or
enjoying like literally we'd ride bikes all day long.
We would
remember that we'd ride bikes and just
it's a simpler time.
Stay outside and like literally you have to come up with little. Or we would try to build a dam in the creek over in the park just for fun, like just to move rocks, like literally playing with rocks.
Literally playing with rocks. we weren't much to entertain, you know?
But I mean, it was just it was but when we were out doing that because we were annoying the mom and dad, what were they doing?
In or out, they said. In or out.
Yeah, what were they
doing?
I mean, I guess they had TV. Yeah.
But I mean, still TV to now internet. I mean,
and reading. Dad loved to read.
I mean, we're talking Family Matters and the Goonies and Saved by the Bell. That's the TV I remember anyway. And then we had like Eureka's Castle and the Sesame Street and all that stuff. This is like Rugrats before Barney, you know, in our generation. And then before that, like what were they doing though? Our parents. They didn't have TVs. Yeah, I know ours sure didn't. They didn't have the money for a black and white TV. You know,
Mom had that station wagon we used to ride in the back of, like, and looked out the opposite way. Like we were so, and that's
looked out the wrong way. Yeah, those two seats facing back, and the back
have changed. Everything's changed.
We ride in the dashboard.
Like, what's the law going to be? You know,
it's like, crazy, Helen. I can sit and like think about the craziness of like how then and now all day. You know. It blows my mind.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, This was an interesting podcast.
Yes, we felt like, in case y'all didn't know, we're both very ADD. And today we just sat down and we said, we feel like rambling today because we do that well, you know?
Yes. We started Will Smith. I need to go check on him, see if he actually made the jump.
I know. I want to see it too. I'm so excited. What a cool 50th birthday. I want to do, when I took our dad for his 55th birthday, I took him skydiving for the first time in his life. And he was.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
He loved it. He loved it. And I'm going to try to do something like that with Mom.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think she'll jump out.
I don't think she would probably.
We got to do something fun for her though too.
What would she do if you?
If she did a helicopter bungee, I would die. I mean, I would be so happy. That'd be amazing. But
if she did a skydive, we should all do a skydive together.
Do you want to? Oh my gosh, y'all
After you get that baby out. Oh, Brittany found out the gender of her baby. Y'all go check out her channel.
Oh yeah, the gender reveal. Well, we did this on my birthday with Mom, our last podcast, which was right after the gender reveal. But I don't think we said I'm having a girl. Oh. I'm having a little baby girl, y'all. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, it's gonna be.
I wanted a boy, but listen, it's. I've come around to the idea, you know. And everybody that I've talked to is like, no, be so happy you have a girl first. It's gonna be so much easier and ease you into the process. So
it totally will, and you never say never, you know. So. You don't want to get your hopes up in it, but like, God, we were thinking the same thing. We were like, God, we were having a boy first and be the bigger brother and, you know, to toss him around. But no, well,
I actually talked about that on my vlog today.
Everything.
So I touched on the whole, you know, boy girl thing on my vlog. So y'all check mine out. It's the Southern Fried Maple Leafs on YouTube. And thanks for listening to the podcast. Cullen's, of course, Cullen and Katie on YouTube.
We're doing potty training. We're on day one, the potty training boot camp. We're doing it a total different.
Has anything been ruined from poop?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then you're doing okay.
We're still good right there. But it's been an interesting go around this time because of the whole boy thing versus the girl thing.
It's different beast.
Yeah, we had gains in 5 days, and Brooks is.
Well, I guess at this young, you teach them both ways. You will teach them to sit down first, right? You don't want 2-year-old.
He is actually at this point sitting down and turned around backwards, facing the back of the.
That's interesting. I mean, you know, whatever works, holding on to the lid.
Well,
don't flush yourself in now.
The whole you know, getting it all out was the hard thing, and so we started dropping Cheerios.
Better, but you're not done.
we started putting Cheerios in there, and now it's a game. So he's just like pew 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 pew.
I went to pee a minute ago when I saw Cheerios.
Yeah, and so that helps him get it all out. It's also, you know, focus and distraction. It's one of those type of ordeals. But when he was turned around regular sitting, he kept missing and going everywhere. So we were like, Katie flipped him around because it opens up bigger that way, and there you go. So
another thing I know that y'all did that was cool. Gaines' birthday, she turned 4. So she's growing up, time flying. But y'all, I heard that y'all introduced her to Big Al. Big Al came up to see her and tell her happy birthday while y'all are at the football game. No,
she was starstruck. She was so excited.
What a cool birthday! I know. Can I get that too for my birthday next year? I want to hang out with Big Al.
Well, she's got a princess party coming up this weekend, I think. Is it this weekend? Yes. So Belle and Cinderella will be here.
Fun.
So
and
that should be fun.
I got one more announcement. I've got I'm real excited about this. You know how a long time ago you and Katie when you were pregnant with Gaines, y'all did that show Baby Steps on Baby League?
Yeah.
I'm actually doing season 2 of Baby Steps. Now that I'm pregnant, I'm having a baby. Season 2 of Baby Steps. Y'all check out Cullen and Katie's season, and then be ready for ours, which is coming out. We air our first episode on the 26th. So
that's going to be fun. It's also going to be it's
tomorrow,
cool.
I guess. Yeah,
it's insane. Like it's cool because you're
following in your footsteps, big brother.
Well, you're going through the process anyway, and then you're going to be able to show how you're the difference, and so it's just going to be fun and the learning experience with the videos and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. Getting it. Like this is a big deal.
I love it, y'all. So check that out on Baby League. It's Baby Steps, and come over and follow and support me there if you're ever in front of that computer. But for all the podcasters that strictly listen to us, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. The Don't Tell Mom.
Turn right on green when you were told,
and honk twice.
And favorite this podcast.
Bartle do, neighbor. Bartle do.
Y'all are all robots.
You're all robots. Hey, seriously though, leave some voice memos. Tell us your favorite conspiracy theory.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I'd love to hear some of those. Tell us what you really believe happened.
Yeah,
though.
like seriously.
Yeah, like
like
your
I've got some.
If you're like a nut job about one, we really want to hear from you. I want to hear some convincing testimony.
I have some controversial thoughts on some of them too. Like, I want to hear some stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to do another touch on this again, folks.
Cool,
all right.
cool. Well, this was another fun episode. Y'all check the merch. Check the link for the merch. If it's not there yet, it will be soon. So,
but no, the link's there. It's on our website.
It is?
It's the Don'tTellMomPodcast.com. Check us out. Thanks for watching 2 Times Tuesday and listening. We love you guys.
Don't tell Mom.
Woo!
Just
Peace.
the two of us.
We can make it if we